But yes, as a woman, I'm not afraid to be an Uber driver. I'm making money, I'm hustling, I'm networking, and it's actually really fun. So, hey guys, it's Brianna, and welcome to Beauty by Brie. So today I want to do a video on my newest endeavor, which is driving for Uber. Since I turned 21, I figured a way to make extra money would be to drive Uber. And I've only been driving now for a little over 2 or 3 weeks, and I have had so many questions about being a driver, so I figured this would be a great place for me to answer some of those questions and to also kind of tell people who maybe wanted to know about being a driver how you can do it and how I've kind of my own review on being a driver so far. Also, before I start my talk on driving for Uber, I did just get my hair done and I got some new highlights and I really love the color. It's almost like it's blonde, but it's like the blondest I've ever had my hair. So there will be videos on my hair, and I'm even going to be working with my hairstylist Shelby coming up soon as well, and we will be doing a joint video on hair care for curly hair and colored hair. So it will be awesome, so stay tuned for that as well. Like the first question that when I say oh, I drove Uber the other night or whatever is, aren't you afraid of driving Uber? And that has not come from any males, it's come from all females. They're like, are you afraid to drive Uber? Is it scary? Have you had any weird things happen to you? And honestly, I'm not afraid, or I would not do it. I first off live in a pretty small town. Well, I guess it's a city, but it's really not that big of a city, and it's a college town, so the majority of the people that I've had in my car so far, which isn't a lot because I've only done about 20 trips with Uber. So in the past 3 weekends, I've done, it's only been 2 weekends. 2 weekends that I've done it. I've only had 20 trips with them. So that's my experience with it. And in those trips so far, the only people I've really had are college students who are really drunk, or I've had college students who were dropped off at the Greyhound station and they needed a ride back to campus. And then if I've had anyone who's older than a college student, it's been a married couple that are drunk out together, or 2 older friends that are in their 50s, and it really has not scared me. I know that when people, you think, oh, as a girl, you might have a predator come in your car. I really just don't think I should be living life afraid of things and afraid of what might happen to me. If I do get put in a bad situation, I'm going to hope that I can use my knowledge and my experience to help myself get out of that situation safely and as best as I can. But I'm really not afraid. So far, I've met and made some friends. I've met some really cool people, and I get to hear really interesting stories, and I love to talk and I love to bring people in. So it's been a really cool experience for me to have just people in my own space and to share that with them, but then to also meet people and talk to people and hear about their night. It's actually really cool. But Uber does let other drivers rate people. So if I see that people had 1 star on their profile, then I don't have to pick them up for a ride if I don't need to, because that to me indicates that something bad happened in a previous ride with another driver that they experienced. So then I won't pick them up. So a lot of people have asked me about how I get do I get to manage my own hours? Do I always have to do it? Or do I not have to? Or when's the best time? Blah, 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 and all that stuff. So my answer to that question is that yes, I get to manage my own time. So say on Saturday night, I know that it's for example, it was homecoming last weekend. So I knew that Saturday night I was going to make a lot of money on Uber. But since it was homecoming and I'm a senior, if I wanted to go out that night, I could have done that and I wouldn't have made any money. I could have just went out and had fun too. But instead, I decided to stay in, make some money, and I turned on the little app, which I will show you guys. And it's here's the, this is my phone, and this is my phone. Okay, so this is the Uber app right here, and then this is the Uber driver app. So I open up the little Uber driver app, and it loads. It's just like the same format as Uber. And then in this little corner right here, it says offline. So all I have to do is when I want to drive, I do going online, and then I just wait until it rings, and it's like, somebody needs a ride. Do you want to accept it? And I have like a couple seconds to say if I want it or I don't. And if I don't take it, then the next driver will pick up that rider if they want to. But this app has like everything on it, and it's really nice, and it lets you know everything about it. And it also this is the app that collects your money. So that will be the next thing that I go into is the money. So a lot of people are asking me, like, is it even worth it? Are you making enough money that balances with your gas? And luckily I drive a car that has good gas mileage, and so I'm really not worried about the gas. And I also, like I said, I live in a small area, so I'm really not going that far of distances to take people, and I live in a very central part of town, so it's very easy for me to pick people up and take them right back home within, none of my trips have lasted longer than 20 minutes. But it's really nice because the money that I get for each ride, Uber, I thought it would kind of be a scam, just like a lot of people think it's going to be a scam. I was like, they're probably going to take so much money from this. And actually, like, for each ride, they've only been taking about like $2 to $3, but it really depends on how long the trip is. So if I get like $7 in my account for a trip, that means that the person who was my rider was probably paying like $9 to Uber, and then I got $7 of it. So they're really not taking that much money. I don't know exactly what the percentage is, and that's just probably not a smart like business thing for me to do, to not know like exactly what percent they're taking out. But all I'm looking at is the money that I'm making on that app, and that it goes direct deposit to my bank account, and that's what I like about it, because it's going straight there. So it's really nice. The riders are able to tip you on the app, so even if say that ride was a $7 trip, and then like in about 15 to 20 minutes I might get a notification that says, oh, your rider left you a tip, and it could be like, I think it allows you to put as much money on there, but like so far I've gotten like $4 tips, which is actually really nice, and it adds straight to that bank account on the app, which is really nice too. And also people have handed me cash tips, and I don't know if like you're supposed to do that or not, but I've had many people also hand me cash right after they get out of the car, so that's really nice too. But like ultimately it's been a really cool job. Like I've met a lot of awesome people, and I've heard cool stories. I've met people from the Bowling Green area. I've met people from Florida who are here visiting. And that's the coolest part about it, is I just get to meet so many different people, and I get to hear a little bit about them and then tell them a little bit about myself. And it's kind of just a really unique experience that I don't think we really get to have anymore a lot of the times in the spaces that we put ourselves in with our phones, and people just, I feel like, aren't as friendly sometimes nowadays, which I know is kind of a pessimistic view, but this is just like proving to me that that's not true. A lot of these people, every one of these people I've never met, and one girl offered to buy me food when I took her through the drive-thru, which was really nice, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna take that fry, please. And so she did buy me food, and that was nice. And also, like, I've had people want to like follow me on Instagram, and so it's also like networking too. So if anything, this has been nothing but a positive experience for me, and I really like it, and I plan on doing it some more, like here and back home when I go home for Christmas break, because I feel like I'll make more money from the city that I'm from. So, but I think one of the coolest parts about driving Uber is that like when people are drunk, I'm saving them from either hurting themselves, getting in trouble, getting a DUI, and like honestly it's kind of cool that I get to put myself out there to help other people get home safely, and like that's like probably the coolest part about it. The next question that I always get from people is, how did you get your car approved? Like, aren't you supposed to have like a 2015 car or newer? And actually, that's a myth. Uber only the only requirements for your car is that it's a 2003 or newer, and I drive a 2011, so I passed that. And then you have to have your vehicle insurance, your social security number, and what is that? Sorry, and 4 doors. So you have to have 4 doors in your vehicle. You can't have like a sports car with 2 doors or anything. And so I passed all of those. The only thing that I have left to pass is the vehicle inspection, which is a Kentucky thing. And so they want us to pass like a vehicle inspection, and they don't want any cosmetic damage on the car. So I might not pass then. I might have to get my dent fixed because I did run into the gas station one time and I kind of dented the side of my car. But other than that, everything on my car is in pristine condition, so it should be fine. And excitingly, my mom messaged me the other day and told me that my Uber sign for my car, my little luminescent sign, was delivered to our house. So she's gonna send it here to my apartment so I can put that in my car so I can be like official with Uber. So it's like really exciting, and it's fun, and it's extra money, and it's easy, and it's on your own time. So it's really one of the best. It's kind of probably one of the easiest jobs I've ever had. I'm literally sitting on my butt and just driving my car, which I really love to drive anyway. And it's also making me drive a little bit better too, because I'm really paying attention to how I'm driving, because I usually drive really fast and kind of crazy, and like when I have other people in my car, I need to make sure that, I'm really paying attention. I have both hands on the wheel. I'm driving safely and slowly for them. So it's also helping me become a better driver, I think, too. But yes, as a woman, I'm not afraid to be an Uber driver. I'm making money, I'm hustling, I'm networking, and it's actually really fun. So that is all I have for you guys today. And if you have any other questions, just let me know in the comments below. Be sure to follow me on other forms of social media. I have a Beauty by Brie page for Facebook and Instagram, and I love using Snapchat, so make sure you follow me on those. So remember to be you, be beautiful, Beauty by Brie. Thanks, guys.